Hey guys, another video from the Anti-Nerd here, and today I'm bringing Wolverine Weapon X from the Retro X-Men Marvel Legends collection by Hasbro. This figure is a Target exclusive, and I've been able to get mine through a pre-order that was made months ago. So I was very excited. Once they showed this figure, I knew I was going to get it because they don't do this figure that often, and I'm also going to compare with the original Toy Biz right here. So without further delay, let's take a look at this beautiful retro carded Wolverine Weapon X. So here's the package, pretty cool artwork on the side, and then he comes with a decent amount of accessories. You can see here that total 6 hands, being 4 of them with claws, and also a brand new extra head with a more young version of Wolverine that I'm very curious. Here's the back. He does not belong to any wave. He's a single release. You can pause and read the description right here. He's not part of any wave, and there's a lot of Target exclusive X-Men retro carded figures coming out this year. I also got Jean Grey a few months ago, but I haven't reviewed that one yet. But this one, I'm sure a lot of people are curious and a lot of people will get it. I made a cut here on the side so I can preserve this nice retro card. Very cool artwork. It is nostalgic, but it's also modern. So here's the figure outside of the packaging. In the blister, here's the extra head with a little more detail. And as you can see, the amount of accessories is not bad. So pretty cool that they included some extra things with this guy, because it is a very particular look and it's very expressive, very sci-fi. I'm gonna analyze the aesthetics first before we go into articulation. He's totally pinless, which is a major improvement regarding the previous one. That's very well done, but it's not pinless. Also, he comes with a brand new fur hair effect, right? So it is like little dots that make him look like as if he just shaved, but the hair is still growing on him. He's very muscular, and he does have this application throughout his whole body. The buck they use is the regular buck that they use many times. So I'm gonna talk a little more about that. And he's quite hairy in the head. His hair is pretty thick, and also the paint is very black, dark. So they did not save any paint with this hair. Claws, I'm gonna talk more in detail in a few, but I didn't like it as much. But I think with this figure is more forgivable because they look kind of more like fresh claws. I don't know, the tones are interesting, the gray tones, but I like this paint hair effect that they did on him. I think the aesthetics of the figure overall looks really good. He has a lot of stuff, and as I said, it's the same buck as we've seen many times, right, with the previous Wolverines. It is a pretty decent articulation, although it comes with an older buck. This is a more improved pinless version. The double joints in the knees, of course. The feet they bend, they have a nice range, and you have also a thigh rotation. You have a classic ab crunch. Also, he can twist in the waist, and the butterfly joints, especially on the back, they move a lot. I'm not sure how the cables compromise his articulation, but the butterfly joints in the back, they are crazy range. In the front, when you put your arms, it doesn't go as far. That's what I noticed, but I don't know if it's the cable. As I said, maybe it's restricting a little bit his movement. But so far, I'm very into this figure. I think it's hard to miss when you have modern bucks like that and the technology with the head sculpts, because this is a pretty sick, good-looking look aesthetics for Wolverine. And it's an important part of his mythology, as we know, with the adamantium metal claws, right? So very happy to have this figure in hand, and I think you'll be happy too if you get it. This is probably a hot item on Target, but I recommend you going early. The head here has a very decent range, even though with the helmet and the big hair. Let's take a look at the extra hands. I particularly like this set of hands because it looks like he's not attacking, he's not angry. Maybe he's feeling pain with the claws being recently applied on him through the adamantium skeleton. So, as I said, they look more fresh. I don't know. And comes with also a set of hands that there is no claws at all. So let's look at a head too. I think this head looks very good because it's challenging to do a comic book young Wolverine. And this figure nails because it's not like he's super young, he's not a teenager, but you know, Wolverine, he ages differently. So there's some effect there that I thought maybe could be bullets going through his head and his healing being applied, or maybe it's just adamantium kind of leaking from his skull. I don't know. Anyway, I think it looks very good, and this younger version of Wolverine, it's hard to make, and I think they nailed. Hasbro's technology with head sculpts have been pretty spot on in the last few years, and they just got better and better. So yeah, Wolverine, let's do a quick pose here. I think he looks sick, especially with this helmet, kind of like Cyclops vibe, with the laser red light on his head, but also all the stuff that comes on him, as if it's not comfortable, as if he's being trapped by some sort of machinery, right? Because has these belts, the brown, and it's pretty heavy, dark, this brown. So I think they went with the right colors with this one. There's some subtle changes with the previous one. Unfortunately, I don't have it, but if you have it, just know that this is a more pinless and a little bit different version, but the old one, it is still a pretty good figure, I would say. If you have the old one, I'm not sure if the upgrade is worth. It's really up to you, and I think you can detach most of the stuff here. Of course, the upper part's easier. Let's switch his head. I think it looks pretty good. Let's also see the extra hands. I think that with the accessory there and the hair, you can maybe use this head in other Wolverine figures. And there's a hole there in the accessory so you can attach the cable. So there you go. Now I attached it, and that's how it should look when you put this extra head. Because his hair there's a little space for this sort of headphone type of sound isolation. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. But anyway, very happy with this figure. And here's the full set of extra hands, as if he's feeling pain and the claws are maybe coming out of him, not in the most voluntary way. So let's compare with some other Wolverines, like especially the 97. They have different tones. The skin on the 97, it is more orange, more tanned. So since that's not a comic book figure, I think that's why. Because they usually go with a more pale version for comic book Wolverines. And you can see that especially on this new brand 97 Logan action figure, that the skin tone is just totally different. You cannot swap these figures with the Weapon X. And I think those claws are similar. But I think if you use the Extreme X-Men right here, which I think the claws on him are great. And the head, there's a very similar shade of the color of the skin. So I made a head swap here, and you can see that it still looks pretty good because it's a similar color. I thought it was very cool looking when I swapped the head. So I don't know. If you have the Extreme X-Men, you can do that. Let's also do a quick side to side with the Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan, it is more tanned. So I don't think you can swap many aspects of it, but they do have the same height. The only one who does not have the same height of those, it is the brand new Gameverse Capcom Wolverine, which is chunky, it's big, and it is taller. A lot of people complain, but I love him. He's one of the best figures of the year. But I'm gonna say I might be even happier with this Weapon X because I think his aesthetics is crazy. Look at this little funny head swap I made here. I don't think it looks good. So let's take a quick look at the Toy Biz original from the 90s. This came in a retro card. Mine is in amazing shape. It is pretty well conserved, but his articulation is very limited. As you can see, he does only does basic movements. It has only one point of articulation in the knees, in the elbows. Also, his arms, they don't rotate, they just go up and down as his legs. But you can detach the helmet and see this old head sculpt. Looks a little goofy, but for the time, it was pretty good, believe me. And he has more effects of this wired effect cables on him. I don't know. It is very different. And the adamantium also looks as if it's a little melted. I'm not sure. So this is like basically 30 years of action figures. They changed a lot. And the new ones, they look amazing. So I'm going to give a grade 10 out of 10 because I don't have major complaints with this figure. I think the claws are not perfect, but they are still quality. They didn't bother me on that particular version. And if you're into getting this exclusive Target, just run there pretty early and get it because the price still $24.95, I believe, which is great for a figure that comes with a lot of accessories for the price. And it's also gonna pop up a lot in your shelf since the look is so specific and so good. So thank you for watching and stay tuned to the Anti-Nerd. Bye bye.